Hey folks, and welcome to week number 11. So this week, my hope is that you guys have largely finished your research. If you haven't, this is your opportunity to sort of catch up and get finished on your research for Essay 3. Okay? What I want to focus on this week is evaluating sources. So there's a link here from the Prairie State Library we want to check out. Evaluating sources, it sort of explains what the process is, and they give you a rubric here. This is sort of the thing I want you to pay attention to. Over here, there's a lot more stuff, and I think it's worth looking at. Please take a look at that in addition to everything else. But this rubric is what I want you to pay attention to. So if you're looking at a journal or a magazine, there's sort of a series of questions here. If you are looking at websites, there's a series of questions there on currency, accuracy, validity, currency, authority, validity, audience, point of view, or bias, and purpose or context, okay? So I want you to open this up, read it over, make sure you understand it very clearly, and I want you to actually fill this out. So this is something I'm trying out. I've not done this before. I shared a folder with everyone. I put a Google Doc in it. That Google Doc is almost identical to this rubric I gave you. It's going to look a lot like this. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. This is the sample you can take a look at. So for each source you've got for Essay 3, I want you to go through and write up a brief explanation of the currency, authority, validity, audience, point of view, purpose or context, and what you learned from the source, based upon the questions that are laid out in the rubric, that rubric right here, okay? Just flipping back and forth between tabs here. So try to answer these questions for each source that you're using. I give you a sample here. Again, it uses that article from Diet Soda. And I also chopped it off so you didn't have to see everything here. But for every source that you use in Essay 3, citation, and then these three things. It's the only thing you've got to do this week, so I want you to spend some time on it. I want to see the thinking that you've got that goes into whether or not this is the right source to answer the question. So when you get down to what you learn from the source, specifically, I want you to be thinking about, well, does this answer the question I've got? Okay? Now, as I note here, open the source evaluation worksheet in Google Drive. So on Saturday, I sent a link out to a folder in Google Drive, and the source evaluation worksheet is in there. All you can do is open it up. I own that document, so I will be going in and I can see the work you've done to it. You don't need to submit anything. But I want you to complete that, and I will look at it in Google Drive and leave comments in Google Drive. Next week, I'm going to give you a quick survey about how the Google Drive experiment went. We've always used it for peer review, but I want to see if it works well for other things in addition to that, okay? One opportunity I've got is I could put all your files for the entire semester in Google Drive, and you could just work on them through that rather than having to submit stuff. So I'll ask you some questions about that next week. I want to see how this one assignment goes first. And because this semester is as discombobulated as it is already, nothing to worry about there. We're going to give this a shot and see how it goes. And if it doesn't work, we'll continue the rest of the semester just submitting stuff to the Dropbox, okay? If you've got any questions along the way, please do not hesitate to let me know. I am here to help.